Wondering what a virtual assistant actually does on a typical day? Well, stick around, Mama, because we have a very cool behind the scenes treat for you today. On this episode of Free Mama TV, you'll get to take a peek at what a day in the life is like for 5 different freelancers who are all a part of the Free Mama team. Plus, at the end of this video, I've got a fantastic resource that will help you start and run your own virtual assistant business from home. Golden here with a new episode of Free Mama TV, showing moms like you how to start and run a successful freelancing business from home. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new episode of Free Mama TV right here each and every Tuesday. You've heard a lot about freelancing and you understand the theory behind what a virtual assistant does. But is the freelance life really all that? Is it really as free and amazing as everyone says it is? Now's your chance to find out for yourself and get a first-hand behind-the-scenes look at the day in the life of a virtual assistant. Actually, it's even better than that. It's a day in the life of 5 different virtual assistants, and they just happen to be the wonderful women who work on the Free Mama team. This is an inside look at what their lives really look like, and no matter what kind of work you're doing, we've got you covered. We're going to get an up-close and personal look at a virtual assistant, online business manager, an accountant, a funnel designer, a social media manager, and a copywriter. Before we pull back the curtains, I have a question for you. What do you think is the best part of freelancing life? Drop your answer in the comments below this video. Good morning. So I just got out of the shower. Actually, if I'm being really honest, I just got out of the bath because our shower's broken. I had to take a bath at like 5:45 in the morning. It was a little awkward. Anyway, I am sitting in bed with my computer right now. This is actually a new part of my routine right now, but I've realized that if I don't get through all of my emails and stuff, because I'm just really type A, that I'm kind of stressed at night. And so I'm not as focused as I want to be with my kiddos. But if I wake up really early in the morning and answer emails before they come in here, which is what I've been doing, then I'm like way more chill at night. Well, as chill as you can be when you're as high strung as I am. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting in bed and I'm checking some emails and we're about to go make breakfast.
I love you.
Good morning.
I love you.
Oh, we love this. Do we want to show what Daddy does every day?
Yeah.
Fact. A boiled egg is hard to beat. Oh my gosh. Dad jokes. What? As you can see, breakfast is a whole lot of not sitting in our chairs. Now Audrey and I are gonna go get dressed and then it's off to school. And we are off walking the kiddos to school. Say hi, guys. With a giant stick. Bless you.
Hi.
It's going well.
Bye-bye, Mom. Bye-bye, Mom.
Over here.
Bye-bye, Mom.
Right. Oh, there he goes. What'd you find?
Colin.
And then there were 2. Where are we going?
Go to school.
Go to school. She's next. Hi.
Bye.
This is our morning routine, right? Huh? We're on our way to school?
Yeah.
Yep. We just dropped Camden. We dropped Big Brother off to school about an hour ago. And then I come back home really quick. I shower. My hair's still wet, right? And then we go drop Audrey off at school. Yes. And then it's home to do some work. Good morning. This is how I start my morning with my little one. We have breakfast and sometimes we have bubble guppies. And we just spend a little bit of time together before I have a sitter come and I get started with my day. So good morning, everybody.
Hi, I'm Abby Peretz. I've worked as a freelance copywriter for over 20 years. I have 5 kids who are frozen in terror at the sound of me speaking on video right now. And my kids are a little bit older. They are ages 10 and a half through 20 and a half. And it is just after 6:30 in the morning, and we are getting ready to start our day. So quick peek, there's 2 kids in here who are camera shy and hiding. Oh, there we go. And we are getting ready to start our day. Okay, well, that's my son. He's speaking in Hebrew. He says, have a great day. So I have 5 kids. They're older. 2 of them have special needs. You can hear the dishwasher being cleared. That's that background noise. I make my kids do chores in this house because I don't want to do them and because I can't do everything, and I stopped trying a long time ago. So this is us at 6:30 in the morning getting ready to start our day. I'm about to have my first cup of coffee, get everybody out the door so I can really start my work day. It is just past 7 in the morning here in my tiny little town in Israel, and my kids have just left for the day, so I'm starting my day. It starts with coffee, of course, and I am going to be heading down to my desk in about 4 minutes to start my work day. The first thing we do in the morning is most of my kids get up by themselves and they have breakfast. Everybody has chores. So one of them unloads the dishwasher, one of them straightens up the kitchen, one of them folds laundry. There's a lot going on. And once I get them out the door, by just before 7 in the morning, that's when I sit down, have my coffee, and get a few minutes of quiet to start the day.
Free Mamas, this is Jordan, online business manager for the Free Mama. It is 8:45 in the morning. I just got my oldest onto the bus, and now it's time to take little one to preschool. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a big day today. Let's do it. I thought I would take a minute to tell you about my morning routine. So I just got my oldest onto the bus a little bit ago and just dropped off my little one at preschool. So we do preschool 2 half days a week on Mondays and Tuesdays. And so I try to put the bulk of my client work on these 2 days when I have some uninterrupted time. My typical mornings start with waking up anywhere between 7 and 8 o'clock. We have really chill mornings compared to my corporate past life, and which were chaotic and crazy and not fun. And so now we have super chill mornings. We eat breakfast. I let the kids watch a little bit of TV while I get some house chores done. I like to make my bed. I check in with my accountability group every morning where we go over gratitude for the day, intentions for the day, and our task list to kind of set the mood for our day, and we know what we need to get done. And then on Tuesdays, I like to take time after I pick my son up from preschool to run errands. So I try to do my grocery shopping. I try to go do any odds and ends that I need to do for the week on those days. So I'm excited about taking you along with me today, and we're gonna have fun.
Good morning. Something that I like to do before I wake up, before I start my day, is I will actually wake up about 30 minutes to an hour before my son wakes up, and I will spend some time doing some gratitude, 5 minutes meditation, and then I'll write out my daily 5, which is Lauren's productivity plan, but it's essentially the top 5 things that you must get done today in order to move your business forward. So I'll do that. It just kind of helps me set the intention for my day before my son wakes up, of like knowing what I'm going to do and what I'm going to get done, and helps me prioritize. So that's what I do before taking him to school. Once he gets up, we get dressed. We lay out his clothes the night before so he already knows what he's wearing. We get dressed, and then we talk about what we're going to eat the night before for breakfast. With toddlers, I find it's really important to like have those conversations. Like they wake up knowing what they have to do, and so we talk about what we're going to eat. And so in the morning we'll get dressed, we'll go make whatever we're going to eat, oatmeal, whatever, and then I will walk him to school. He goes to school part-time, so I'll walk him to school by 7:30, and then he's usually there till 2, which gives me a good amount of time to work. Yeah, so that's how we start our day. I'm gonna go ahead and do my routine, and I'll catch you later. Don't do this every day, but with the pregnancy, I really try to stay active. I already started running, so that's why I'm out of breath. But I try to do this at least 2 or 3 times a week. After I drop Dresden off, I'll get a quick run in, a quick home workout in, and then I'll get on with the rest of my day. See you later.
Oh my goodness, I just got home. Child free. All right, I'm ready to go work. So it is about 8:45 a.m. right now, 8:30, 8:45. And I'm just getting home. And I'm gonna go sit down at my computer and I will be working most days, like Monday through Thursday. I usually work from about 8:45, 9 o'clock to about 1:45 when I go pick up Audrey again. Okay, so if I'm honest, I just checked some Facebook messages, which I shouldn't. Like, if I'm being honest, I shouldn't. And the reason why is because it derails me. It gives other people power to influence what I'm supposed to be working on, right? So I shouldn't be doing this. I know it. But the truth is, Jordan and I moved back our meeting about 15 minutes. So I sit here for about 15 minutes and I always get on Facebook. It's the truth. But now we're getting ready to meet. So I've got this cute little stud right here. I do work off of 2 screens, which I love because I love having working meetings in my business. And what that means is when we're talking about something, if it's something I can just hammer out really quickly, I'll be like, cool, that's awesome. Before I forget, like, let me go do this. And I can actually see everything happening at once. So that's one of my like cheap hacks. To get an extra monitor to plug into your laptop is way more affordable than you think it is. And it's life-changing. Like, once you go dual screen, you can't go back. Okay, so I am just getting ready to jump on what's called a discovery call. If you're new to your business, a discovery call is when you get on a Zoom. So like, I'm on Zoom right now. This is the amazing Stephanie, and it's awesome because she's actually a free mama, which is really cool. I love connecting with my former students. But a discovery call is basically just when you get on a video chat or a phone call with somebody who's a prospective client and you talk about what their problems are, what your solutions are, and see if you guys are a good fit to work together. So right now, spoiler, we are getting ready to talk about Free Mama Radio and starting the Free Mama podcast. So I'm super excited. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I've been on calls for about 2.5 hours now. It's not a normal day for me, actually. It's a normal Tuesday, which it happens to be a Tuesday as I'm recording this, but not a normal like day. I like to batch all of my calls. I'm trying to figure out what's for lunch. I like to batch all of my calls on one day so that I don't get interrupted. I'm really big on batching just in general. I time block. And so I love to like just sit and not have to switch my brain from like, oh, I'm checking emails to I'm working on Facebook ads to I'm like in this software program and now I'm like building funnels and whatever. Like, I love to just like on Tuesdays, I'm just probably going to be doing a lot of sitting and talking and listening. And so I'm going to eat lunch. I've got a quick little break. I'll probably check some emails, probably check Facebook messages, and in with my community, because I love to be in my Facebook group and give as much as I can. And then I've got 2 back-to-back coaching calls after that. So one is with the Free Mama community, and then the other one is actually for me. So I'll tell you more about that later. Just finished lunch. Last of the Thin Mints.
Hey mamas. Okay, so it's about halfway through my workday now. I've dropped both kids off at school. I came home. I've been working all morning. I just ran out to the kitchen, fixed something really quick for lunch, finished that. Now I'm back in the office and I am jumping into ClickFunnels right over here. And I am working on this website for a new client. So I am diving back into this before I have to go pick up the kids from school. Peace.
Hi, good morning, mamas. This is Megan. I am about to start my day. It is a little past 11, I believe. My babysitter gets here right about 10:45, so I can start getting prepared, start getting things ready, have a little bit of me time before I set up. And then I start my day. So I wanted to kind of give you a little picture of where I currently work on work. And it is right now right on my bed. Reason being, I'm 36 weeks pregnant. I do have an office upstairs, but don't always make it up there these days. So this is my little workstation that I do a lot of work from. Of course, if I need my printer or my dual screens, I do go upstairs. But otherwise, this is where you can find me a lot of times. I work from about 11 to 3. So about to get started and about to open up my laptop, check my email, see what's on my list to do today, and then get the ball rolling. So, all right, talk to you later.
So
One of the things I usually wind up doing in the morning is starting a load of laundry. I'm really careful though that my work day is not about doing household chores. It's really easy when you work from home and you're the boss to be like, oh, I'm gonna take these 2 hours and clean the house. And I get it, it's nicer when the house is organized and clean and whatever. But that's not going to move my business forward. So yeah, I'll take 5 minutes to put a load of laundry in, and I'll come up at some point during the day and switch it to the dryer. But I don't stop and do chores during the day. This is kind of the stuff that I work into my day. If I need a couple of minutes to walk up the stairs and clear my head, think about something that I'm writing, I might do that. But I'm really, really careful that the time I've set aside for working is for working, not for cleaning my house. So because my writing business is a business and not a hobby, I have to treat it like a business. So that means that nearly every day I spend time in a couple of different spreadsheets, which are not my favorite thing because as a writer, I don't always enjoy digging in on numbers, but it's important because this is a business and I want it to be a profitable business. So it's important to me to know, for example, where I'm spending money, where I'm getting money, and how that's fitting into my bigger picture plans for the year. So I have an ongoing appointment with myself, a standing appointment with myself to review, basically to do my bookkeeping. So each month I sit down and I look at what did I earn the previous month? What did I spend the previous month? Do I need to make changes in the way I'm earning or spending? What % of my income comes from what kind of work? Who are my most profitable clients? How can I better serve them? Are there clients who are taking up a lot of my time and not providing a huge ROI, return on investment for me? I need to know that in order to make smart decisions. So I have a couple of, like I said, spreadsheets that I go into, and then I also manage, where am I spending my time? Time and money are really closely related, and you can't make smart decisions about one while ignoring the other. So for example, if I need to be able to do something for a client to write a certain kind of thing or to provide a specific service, and if there's either a course that I can invest in that will make that easier, or a piece of software that I can invest in that will make life simpler for me, easier for me, save me time, that's ultimately going to make me more money. So I try to make smart investment decisions about where I'm putting my money in order to get the best return on investment.
So I pretty much live and die by my calendar. Time blocking is really hugely important to me. And there are, basically, if it doesn't get written down, I know it's not going to happen. If it doesn't get scheduled, I know it's not going to happen. So I really, I block out the time that I need to work on everything that I need to work on. And that's pretty much how I run my days. I try to work 4 days a week. It doesn't always work out that way, but I really try to limit the primary things that I'm doing to 4 days a week. And they are sometimes really intense, like this kind of day here, but there are also days when I've got some calls in the middle that are more like, yeah, they're work, but for me, they're more like recharging. So this is like meeting with people who I mastermind with so that we can talk through the struggles that we're having in our business, and so that we can figure out what our next step should be and the things that we should be focusing on. Things for my kids are also in here so that I know what's happening with them. And then you can see, like, I kept this day open. This was my daughter was at college for an exam. This is my extremely important appointment with my manicurist, things like that. So that's the kind of thing that makes my life easier, knowing that I've scheduled the time to get the work done so that I can jump in and do it. And that time is allocated on my calendar.
So it's the middle of my day now, and I'm breaking for lunch. And this kitchen does look like a bomb hit it. But as I mentioned, one, I make my children do the chores, so I'm not cleaning it up. And two, even if I didn't make my children do the chores and I'm the person who has to clean up the kitchen, I'm not going to take time in the middle of my work day to clean the kitchen, because guess what? Cleaning the kitchen doesn't advance my business goals. And I've discovered this incredible secret, which is that the mess will still be there when I'm done working for the day, and it can be dealt with then. It's really important to me to stay focused on my work when I'm in those working hours. So I'm taking a short break for lunch because I do try to get away from my desk every day. It doesn't always work out. I usually forget. and then I come upstairs and I kind of eat standing at the counter and go back down. But I do try to give myself a few minutes away from my desk just to clear my head, get a new view, and, you know, eat, because that's important too.
Okay, so it's 9:30 in the morning and I am getting ready to start some client work and some client meetings, and I thought I would just show you my office setup a little bit. So I know that some mamas have dedicated office spaces and some mamas are working on their couches, and I do a mixture of both. And so I do have a desk set up, and as you can tell, it's in our basement slash playroom slash laundry room slash homework space. And so this is where I do the bulk of my work every day. This is where I do my meetings with my clients, and I will show you a few of their lovely faces here in just a little bit. And this is where most of my uninterrupted time is spent. And so once the kids are home and I need to keep a closer eye on them, I will take my computer upstairs and I'll work from the kitchen table or from the couch, depending on what is going on for today. So let's get into some client work. As I am wrapping up call number 1 with this beautiful human that you may recognize.
Hello, everyone. I just love Jordan so much. My life would be lost without her.
So I am getting ready to hop off call with her and head on over to Miss Lauren Golden. So come along. Day in the life of a free mama talking to another free mama.
It's just free mamas recording free mamas. We have no fun working from home. So good.
Love it. Okay, mamas, errands are done. Client work is caught up for right now. I'll be getting back to that in just a little bit, but it is lunchtime. We are making quesadillas. We're gonna feed the little one, get him down for a nap. Round 2 of client work coming up, and then I'm gonna get some more housework done before he wakes up and before I've got to get my oldest one off the bus. So stay tuned.
So another exciting part of what I do is I actually get to have the pleasure of getting on coaching calls with some awesome women in the Free Mama community. So that is what I'm doing now. That happens every Wednesday. And yeah, I've had a full morning of coaching calls. I gave one to my clients' students, and then I invest in myself. So I have coaching calls as well. So now this is when it's about 11:15. I usually take a break for about 30-45 minutes and let my mind unwind, and then that's when I will jump into more client work for the day.
Just wrapped up a crazy day. It's about 10 till 2. So going to get Audrey from school, putting on my mom cap now. Audrey and I are on our way back to the school to get the big kids. Where are we going? And this is what my life looks like, in case you guys are wondering, as I off-road. Empty stroller, walking toddler, tons of stuff. We have to bring our entire backpack. That's Mom's current book that I always, wishful thinking, think I'm gonna have time to read at the park when my kids play and never do. Giant bubbles, entire box of wheat thins, water, jacket for when I get cold. This thing never ends. This is the part of the day where I'm tired. It's actually really quiet today, which is not normal, but because it's quiet, my husband happened to be home from work when we got home from the park. So he is in the bath, well, not in the bath. He's supervising the 3-year-old in the bath. I am prepping dinner. And because it's quiet and the big kids are not in here right now, I'm also checking email. Sometimes we squeeze it in.
Say hi, mamas.
Hi, Mama.
Say, where are we going?
I'm telling.
We're gonna go pick up Camden? Yep. All right. This is the afternoon part of our routine.
Yeah, we go
Yep.
to the party.
Yep. And we're gonna go get Camden. All righty. Hey, hey. Okay, so we are back from picking up Camden from school. We're home now for the rest of the afternoon. They're out there, they're watching a movie with a snack. While they're doing that, I'm back in my office. I'm responding to some emails and some messages I've received today. And then I'm going to go try to knock out a couple chores real quick. And then it's time for Camden's homework. And after that, it's dinner time. So this is the rest of our afternoon. Hey mamas. Okay, so it is almost 1 p.m. and I am about to get on a call with a client. And I just wanted to show you this nifty little setup that I just figured out because I've been struggling since I'm working from my bedroom a lot of times these days, struggling with how I could get on a call, like a video call with a client and still make it look professional. So I came up with this, so I have a chair set up here and I have set up, it's one of those Tupperware containers with a laundry basket on top and my computer. And it actually is the perfect height for me to sit in the chair and look like I'm at a desk. So just want to share that. Hey mamas. All right. It is 1 p.m. and I'm getting on a call with one of my good clients, Salim. We're going to do some chit chatting here and then get some work done. So just wanted to fill you guys in and I'll check in with you later. Thanks. Hey mamas. All right, I wrapped up my day and now I am back with my son. We just kind of hang out, have a late lunch, play until my husband gets home, depending on what day of the week it is. Again, I worked from 11 to 3. That's what I usually do on weekdays. And that's when I do my client work, have client calls, meetings, work on projects, things like that. So yeah, all right.
I also tend to use Brain FM and put on music that, not music, but like they have special focus music. I use these lovely noise canceling headphones that my father gave me a couple of years ago for Hanukkah. And I listen to the specially, brain curated music that helps you focus better so that I can get my writing done without distractions. So after I've got things done in Apple Notes, then I'll switch into Google Docs and add, of course, the GIFs, which are, a critical part of my personal business model, and make sure that all the formatting looks good and that I've added in links or comments for my clients so that they have what they need in order to take this information and put it into their own systems. Part of my, the way I work with clients personally is I don't do any of the back-end tech stuff for them. I deliver words, and the closest I get to design is literally selecting these kind of GIFs for clients to use in their emails. What's really awesome about being a freelancer is that you get to pick what you do. You get to decide what you do and don't do for clients. So like I said, I don't do any of the tech implementation on the back end. I don't do any graphic design. I just do words for my clients. And as long as you make that really clear up front, no one's ever going to expect you to deliver something that you say you're not going to deliver. That's totally cool. I've never had a client come to me and say, oh, I really want you to do this back end implementation, or I really want you to do the design piece as well. They know from day one that that's not what I do.
Okay guys, we are taking a pause on client work because tonight we have, what are we doing?
Karate.
We're doing karate. So we have Tiny Tots first, and then we have Little Ninjas coming up. So that's gonna be our afternoon. We made a really easy dinner. We've got spaghetti when we get back home. And then we're gonna do some homework, and then we're gonna get ready for bed. And then it's time for Mama to do some more work after you go to bed, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So at around 3 o'clock, I go pick up my son from school. We are super fortunate that we have a school that is within walking distance. So I just grab my water bottle and head there. That gives me about 3 hours in between lunch and picking him up, that it's just focused client work.
Almost time for bed. My husband already went to bed. You can see the house is so dark. And I'm watching training videos. The life of an entrepreneur, always growing, always learning. Going to bed soon.
It is 11:30 p.m. and I am wrapping up with some final emails that I am just finishing up for the day, things I didn't get to this afternoon. So sometimes I stay up late and work on things. Sometimes I go straight to bed. I'm kind of a night owl, so this is kind of my time to chill, have the TV on, have some quiet time for myself, and get some last minute stuff done. So it's been a good day though.
So it's the end of my day. I've wrapped up all of my work. I planned out my day for tomorrow, which is how I try to end each day to know what's going to be on tap for the next day.
a lot of my calls wind up being in the late afternoon and evening hours because of time zones. I'm 7 hours ahead of Eastern time, so I kind of bear that in mind, and sometimes that means I take a break in the middle of the day for a couple of hours so that I'm not exhausted when I do those evening calls. It's fairly quiet in my house. Only one of my kids is home now, and he's, got his AirPods in, so he's chill. We had pizza for dinner. We do that a lot. A big question that people ask is, how do you do it all? And I laugh when people ask me that because I don't even pretend to do it all. I lowered my standards. Like I said, I don't care if the kitchen is messy. During the day, I don't fold laundry. My kids do a lot of those chores, and if they don't get done one day, I'm okay with that. I am really committed to the success of my business and to growing my business, so that's where I put my focus. And, the dishes have never, nobody's ever died from not doing dishes. So that's kind of how I run my philosophy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this peek behind the scenes and that it's useful.
Okay, it's the end of the day. We are all done with client work. After karate, we came home and we had dinner, did a little bit of homework, got the kids in the bath and in the bed, and I got a workout in before I sat down to finish up some client work for the evening. I am not a morning person, so I like to sleep in a little bit, and so I usually stay up late at night to get everything done. So it's now 11 o'clock and I am getting ready to head to bed. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.
End of the night, my husband usually takes care of cleaning up the kitchen after we have dinner and family together. So once I stop working around 3, then I come home, and I really, unless I have something that really important that didn't get done, that's family time. And then we eat dinner together, and then my husband will clean up dinner, and then I will come in and I will do just a little bit more work and just wrap things up for the night. And that is my day.
Well, there you have it, Mama. A real look at how 5 real-life virtual assistants spend their days, kids, work, home, and all of that jazz. And if you think that this is the kind of life you want for yourself, then you need to get your hands on the Free Mama Guide. It's an incredible resource packed with everything you need to get started on your own Free Mama journey, so that you can start having days like this. Also, if you want to join a community of mamas just like you, I have a Facebook group where thousands of mamas come together for support and action-taking tips and motivation. As always, if you liked this video, please let me know by liking it below, subscribe, and share it with your fellow mamas. And comment below with #IamAFreeMama if you're ready to make every day the best day in your life.